I never imagined waking up in the wrong billionaire's suite would lead to a heartbreaking romance. The sun pierced through the massive floor-to-ceiling windows, shining light on the chaotic aftermath of my wild night. My head throbbed, pounding painfully like a marching band in my skull. I blinked against the brightness, confusion wrapping around me like a heavy blanket. The lavish room was adorned with shimmering chandeliers and tastelessly expensive art pieces that screamed opulence. This was not my world. I glanced around. The bed was a mountain of white silk sheets, twisted and crumpled from the previous night's chaos. My heart raced. What had I done? A feeling of dread pooled in my stomach, twisting and turning. I threw my legs over the side of the bed, and my trembling hands brushed against the cold marble floor. My mind replayed fragmented flashes of moments: slaughter, dancing, a pair of striking blue eyes. Mr. Irresistible, they called him. But who was he really? I stumbled to the window. The bright cityscape sprawled out before me, a dizzying reminder of the life I normally lived. I had never been this reckless. I could almost hear my mother's voice warning me about men like him. But here I was, caught in a web of choices that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. I followed the sound of movement in the adjoining room, heartbeat echoing in my ears. What if he was still here? Would he remember me? Would he wish he hadn't? Dread crept up my spine as I stepped closer to the door, feeling the weight of my decisions pressing down on me. I could taste the uncertainty in the air. Then, without warning, the door swung open. A tall figure filled the frame, and for a split second, time stood still. His blue eyes locked onto mine, instant recognition igniting a fire deep inside me. He looked just as surprised. "You're not supposed to be here," he murmured, and his tone sent a shiver through me. With a single glance, everything shifted between us. The air thickened with unspoken questions. I could feel the walls closing in, the room vibrating with our silent exchange. My breaths came in shallow gasps. Was I making a terrible mistake? Or was this a chance for something I never knew I wanted? "Who were you last night?" I finally blurted out, desperate for clarity, my heart racing as if it wanted to flee. He stepped forward, surprise flickering in his gaze. The space between us pulsed with tension. "Who do you think I am?" He challenged, a hint of a smirk playing on his lips, but his eyes betrayed something deeper, something more vulnerable. I was caught in a dizzying whirlpool of emotions, the thrill of the unknown blending with the fear of what might come next. My mind raced. Did I have the strength to unearth the truth, or would I find heartbreak lurking just beneath the surface? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The silence stretched between us like an unbridgeable chasm, the weight of it almost palpable. I could hear distant traffic, a reminder of the world outside, but none of it mattered. All that resonated were the echoes of my heartbeat and the fierce desire to understand what had transpired. "Who do I think you are?" I repeated his words, searching his face for any clue, a flicker of emotion that might lead me to decipher his intentions. "I think you're exactly the kind of person my mother warned me about." The words slipped out before I could stop them, frustration boiling in my chest, his brow furrowed slightly, an unexpected storm cloud across those arresting blue eyes. "Maybe your mother isn't the best judge of character," he countered, his voice low and charged. There was defiance in his gaze, and despite my racing heart, I felt the thrill of wanting to unravel the enigma of him. That I opened my mouth to argue, but before I could form a retort, he stepped closer, closing the gap between us. The scent of his cologne enveloped me, intoxicating and unnerving all at once. "Look, can we just?" he hesitated, a flicker of vulnerability breaking through his confident facade. "Can we start over?" I scoffed, my voice high-pitched with disbelief. How do you start over after waking up in a stranger's bed after waking up in your bed? His eyes darkened, the facade cracking just slightly. I meant let's not pretend we don't have something here, he said, gesturing between us. What happened last night wasn't just a random encounter even if it seems like it. A mix of fury and intrigue churned in my stomach. What do you think we have? I think we have a connection, he said, his voice steady, yet somehow vulnerable. At least, I hope we do. The honesty in his voice caught me off guard. It disarmed me, allowing a flicker of possibility to ignite in my heart, a dangerous desire to investigate the unknown, to venture into uncharted territory. What's your name? I asked, needing to cut through the tension with a simple truth. It's Alex, he replied, a slight smile teasing the corners of his mouth as if the act of sharing his name softened the weight of our situation. I bit the inside of my cheek, unwilling to let myself feel too much relief at that moment. Well, Alex, nice to meet you, I guess, I replied, trying to maintain my defense, but it was failing. His smile grew, an unexpected warmth radiating that seemed to bridge some of the chasm between us. Do you want to get out of here? I know a place where we can start over. Some part of me screamed to refuse, but I felt the grip of curiosity tightening around my heart, urging me to follow. And what do you consider starting over? A coffee, or something more? He tilted his head, his eyes dancing with mischief now. Let's just say it could involve breakfast, and maybe peeling back some layers. I hesitated, contemplating my choices, my entire life flashing before me as an alluring temptation. I could chase this thrill, or I could retreat back into my dull routine. The latter felt suffocating compared to the thrill pounding at my chest. Fine, I said, attempting to mask the mix of excitement and fear lurking beneath my bravado. Let's go. We left the absurd luxury of his suite behind, stepping into the bustling streets of a city alive with possibility. As we walked, aligned by the current of shared secrets, something shifted in the air around us. Turning into a quaint cafe nestled between skyscrapers, I caught the kindness of an older gentleman holding the door open for us, a barista who offered a free pastry to Alex, and a table where laughter erupted, infectious and bright. Each moment was a thread, weaving me more firmly into this strange tapestry of resilience and warmth, but underneath this burgeoning sense of hope, a nagging doubt whispered in my ear. I could feel that this would not be as simple as new beginnings. There was something lurking in his eyes, shadows of a past that could spill over at any moment. Halfway through our meal, Alex suddenly grew quiet. The vibrant chatter around us faded as he stared intently into his mug, darkness creeping back into his expression. I need to tell you